Rail Vikas Nigam Limited earnings conference call for Q1FY24. This conference call may contain forward-looking statements about the company, which are based on belief, opinion, and expectations of the company as on the date of this call. These statements are not guarantees of future performance and involve risks and uncertainties that are difficult to predict. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vishal Periwal from IDBI Capital. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Periwal.
Thanks, Yusuf, and good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining in for the Q1 post-result earnings call of Rail Vikas Nigam Limited. From the RVNL management side, today we have with us Mr. Pradeep Gaurji, Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. Rajesh Prasadji, Director Operations, and Mr. Sanjeev Kumarji, Director Finance and CFO. As usual, we'll have a brief overview from the management on the gone by quarter, and then we'll have lines open for Q&A. Thank you, sir, and over to you.
So I will take 2 minutes, just an introduction about the company. As you are aware, this is a company which is around 20 years old. It is a Navratna company. It is a listed company. Its CAGR has been more than 20%. We commenced our operations in 2005 and got the Navratna status on 1st May 2003. We are involved in the complete the full project life cycle, that is from concept to commissioning. We have got a proven track record, and we have commissioned and handed over 140 odd projects for Ministry of Railways. In last 12 years, it has been rated excellent, and it is also trailblazer in the special purpose vehicle model. And the Q1 performance and the OSS, if you wish, I can speak just now, or otherwise I will take the question. We will take the question. So Vikalji, if you are comfortable, I can briefly explain about the OSS, the quarter number, or we can take the question.
Yes, sir. I think we can maybe briefly share maybe few lines on the quarterly results and OSS, and then we can have lines open for Q&A, sir.
Okay. So first, let us talk about the OSS. So as you are aware that this company was listed in April 2019 with 12.16% of this investment divestment in April 2019. It was followed by OSS 1 with 9.64%, but during that time the approval was taken for 15%. So the 5.36% which was remaining, this time this OSS 2 was called, and it went very successfully. And so as on date, the government's holding is 72.84%. And in OSS 1, total realization of the revenue was of the order of 475 crores. OSS 1 was 550 crores, and this time it was around 1365 crores. First day, the institutional basically purchase was 2.73 times, and it was a successful OSS. And so as on date, the government's holding is 72.84%. And see, the requirement was the MPS, that is the minimum public shareholder requirement. It has to be more than 25%. So it has crossed that particular limit, and now the public is having a holding of 27.16%. So this is all about the OSS 2. Regarding this number, the Q1 number, so as you recall, the last time we had crossed the all-time high numbers of the turnover, that was around 20,282 crores. The profit after tax, the bottom line was 1,268 crores. And the physical performance, the commissioning was more than 1,000 kilometers, 1,044 kilometers. That was also all-time high. Now, if you see the numbers of Q1, and if you compare these Q1 numbers with respect to the Q1s in the history of RVNL, again the top line and the bottom line was all-time high. So this time the turnover increased by 17%. To be precise enough, it was 5,446 crores, and the bottom line, the PAT was 334 crores, and there was an increase of 17.8%. So what I wanted to project is that the company has been growing, and the numbers are also basically it is sounding good. Director Finance will supplement on these numbers.
This year we have had a revenue from operations of 446.25 crore, and other income was 280.36. So we had a total income of 5,726.61 crore, and this is 17.36% higher than last time. The expenses were 5,250 crores, and total profit after tax is 333.57 crores, which again was 17.83% higher than last year.
Now we can take the questions.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use handset while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. First question is from the line of Dixit Doshi from Whitestone Financial Advisors Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Sir, my first question is, what is our current order book and order book excluding the Vande Bharat orders?
See, the present day order book is 65,000 crores plus, and 35,000 out of that, 35,000 crores is through the nomination basis. 30,000 crores is through the bidding. This includes 8,700 crores of Vande Bharat. So total is 65,000 crores plus. Now, if you recall, we had started bidding. In fact, we had got the first order for Indore Metro in October-November 2021. So it is less than 2 years, and in less than 2 years, we have got order worth 30,000 crores from the market.
Okay. And now, just one clarification. So this Vande Bharat order of 8,700 crore, that will be the revenue booking will happen at the JV level, and the profit from that JV will be come into our books as a share of profit from JV. Is that understanding correct?
Yeah, I will briefly explain what exactly is the model. See, the total number of trains which are going to be manufactured is 120 train sets at a price of rupees 120 crores. These train sets will be manufactured at Latur, and then these train sets are required to be maintained in 3 depots, Jodhpur, Delhi and Bangalore, and the average maintenance cost will be 4%. So now if you multiply 120 into 120, so approximately 15,000 crores is the cost of the production, and the maintenance cost 120 into 120 into 35 years at the rate of 4%, it will be around 20,000 crores. So the total order will be 37,000 crores, out of which RVNL has got a share of 25%. As per the MOU and the shareholder agreement, we have got RVNL has got a share of 25%, and if you multiply this 36,000 by 0.25, so our share will be 8,700 to 9,000 crores. This is a just rough figure, and the timeline is that the first prototype is required to be manufactured within 2 years, and the second prototype within 2 months after that, and subsequently 12 in first year, 18 in next year, and 25 each in subsequent years. So, and these Vande Bharat trains will be manufactured at Latur, and Latur was a factory which was basically constructed and implemented by RVNL only, and it was inaugurated 2 years back during the Good Governance Day, that is 25th December 2021. So, this is the history of the Latur workshop and the order breakup of this Vande Bharat train sets, and how the realization of revenue will take place, the rough guidance about the roadmap.
Okay. And sir, so now obviously, as you have mentioned, that we have 30,000 crore of order we have win through the bidding process. So all the orders which we must have received in last 6 to 8 months, those will be at the planning stage or a designing stage. So considering all that, what kind of execution we expect in FY24 and 25?
See, let us go to the first projects which we had taken. The Indore Metro, which we got the 2 packages in the month of October and November. So last year we had a turnover of 500 crores in FY22-23. And during this FY23-24, again 500 plus crores we are going to have the turnover. And the project is as per the time schedule, so we are getting the revenue out of this project. And the project is likely to be completed by June 2024. And we are also happy to inform that 6 kilometers of the viaduct and stations are getting, basically we are going to have the trial in the month of October. The civil engineering construction has been handed over for the system and the track work. And if it happens, then it will become the fastest metro in the country. So what I wanted to tell you is that the projects which we got in the beginning, they have already started giving the results and the outcome. So this is about the first Indian project, and the first overseas project was Maldives. And again, during this financial year, we are going to have more than 500 crores of turnover. And in fact, I am happy to share that we have already done the reclamation of more than 5 lakh MCU in last 2.5 months. It is an extraordinary performance. So coming back to your question about whether we are getting the revenue out of these projects or not. So the projects which we had got earlier, they have already started giving the results, and it is getting reflected in our revenue.
I'll add further to what Mr. Rajesh Prasad mentioned. So basically, I think your main point was what will be our top line in 24-25.
Yeah.
So the present orders, as Mr. Rajesh Prasad mentioned, is around 65,000 crores. And definitely, we have got another 1.5 years to further add the orders and to execute also. The way we are going, we are targeting that at least we should have at any point of time order book of 75,000 crore to 1 lakh crore. So I'm sure the top line definitely 20,000 crore like last year, 20,200, and this year also definitely will exceed it. So I think even the best part is even after railways orders getting slightly dried up, we will continue with the positive growth. May not be with a CAGR of 27% and all what we had this thing. That may take 1 or 2 years to reach even that. So I'm sure the way we are getting the orders, the way we are performing, as Mr. Rajesh Prasad mentioned about Indore Metro, now Chennai Metro, another 5,000-6,000 crores worth which we have already started, and other places, different metros, and even in highways. So plus Vande Bharat is also now on a very smooth path, because after share purchase agreement, shareholders agreement, everything is settled now. Because initially there were few bumps, so we have got over it. So I'm sure top line will be maintained in a very positive manner.
Okay. And one last question on the other income. So this quarter, last year, on a console level, our other income was almost 1,000 crores, and even this quarter it is almost 280 crores. So what are the major constituents of this other income? How much would be the interest income on the cash we must be holding, and any other part of other income? And also, is there any interest income we are recording from KRCL?
Yes, the other income is largely interest and some dividend from our subsidiaries. And we are having interest income from KRCL.
How much would be interest income?
From KRCL, the total interest income would be around 255 crores or so in this quarter.
No, I'm asking only from KRCL.
KRCL interest for this quarter is still being computed because they have not finalized the results. But it should be in the region of 35 to 40 crores for this quarter, or little less.
So just one last point. I think we are recording this as an income, but we are not receiving the payment. Is that the correct understanding? Because our due...
we are receiving the payment, but not in full measure, in a very small measure, yes. But that is, so far we are not receiving, but then we are in a situation in which we will be receiving a larger part soon.
Okay. I mean, do you see any risk of this money not coming? That's why I am asking. Because we are recording it as an income.
See, if you see the performance of the Krishnapatnam Rail Company Limited, the performance of the traffic has been extraordinary. In fact, in FY 2021, it transported in the whole financial year 2565 rakes, which got increased to 3093 rakes in 21-22. And in 22-23, it became 5,422 rakes. There was a jump of 75.30%. And in Q1 also, the performance of this particular company, the traffic has gone up by 31%. So one thing is there that the traffic has increased in this particular system. We have commissioned 2 number of crossing stations. We are going to commission 1 bypass line in next 2 months' time. That will further add the traffic and the efficiency of this SPV line. So what I wanted to tell you is that the traffic has suddenly gone up in KRCL, number 1. Number 2, there was a arbitration which was going on. The arguments have been over. The verbal arguments have been over by the arbitration, the Honorable Tribunal. And the written argument is the last date of submission of the final written argument is 28th August. And after that, the learned tribunal will basically reserve the final judgment and award. And we are very hopeful to get the award in positive manner because in previous investors meet we had told about the dispute, and the dispute was very simple that the terminal cost and then the apportionment earning, for a period they are agreeing and for some period they are not agreeing, whereas it is a commercial agreement, either they should agree full or they should not agree at all. So the disputes are very clear cut, and we are very confident that we will get positive award from the arbitration. So as far as the KRCL is concerned, that in time to come we are going to have good traffic because the traffic projection, whatever we are having, it's very sound, and it has already shown a lot of improvements in the past. And the arbitration is also likely to be concluded, and we are very confident because the dispute is very simple and anybody can understand that what exactly are the disputes and whether it is payable or not payable.
Mr. Joshi, I will like to add few points what Mr. Rajesh Prasad has mentioned, while completely agreeing to what he has told. So kindly appreciate one thing, there was a change of ownership of the Krishnapatnam port between the original developers and Adani. So in between we had some sort of tumultuous time for this port because of the changeover. So neither the original developers nor the new one were in the thick of the things in a proper manner. So that led to some downtrend in this thing. But now things have picked up. And Mr. Rajesh Prasad mentioned about arbitration. Yes, logically it should be a very thing. But I can tell you, notwithstanding even that, we are today much more confident of getting this amount and the positive financial health of KRCL because of the new owner firmly in saddle and doing a great job.
Okay, that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Nikhil Abhyankar from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. So my first question is regarding railway tendering opportunity. So how has it been in Q1, and where do you think it will go as we go along this year?
Can you repeat the question again?
The railway tendering activity, how has it been in Q1, and what is the opportunity size in FY24?
Slightly, may I request you to be slightly louder because voice was not very clear. But now, once you have repeated, we have understood it.
Okay, sure.
So, as I said in the beginning that we started bidding in less than 2 years back, and it is totally a new field. And just for the sake of numbers, we have participated in the bids to the extent of 175, 173 to be precise. And the total amount of bid was around 96,000 crores, and we have been awarded or we have become L1 to the extent of more than 30,000 crores. So this is a quite substantial and really remarkable that our government PSU molded itself and then went into the market, and from the market 1,000 crores of orders we have taken. Now coming back to your question that in FY23-24, how many bids we have participated? So the exact number was 44 and the total quantum was 19,000 crores plus.
Understood. And so what is the pipeline, sir, going in the next 9 months?
So, what our CMD sir has just now said, that one of the mission area of RVNL is that we should have an order book of 75,000 crores to 1 lakh crores. So, we are doing the expenditure every month, and at the same time we are getting new work. So the idea is that every time, at any point of time, we should have the order book of 75,000 crores to 1 lakh crores. Today it is 65,000 crores, and accordingly we can work out what kind of orders we are going to have. We are eyeing a lot of projects in the metro segments, overseas projects, and of course the railway projects are the preferred projects, and we are participating depending upon the kind of projects and the complexity and the various factors. And for the overseas projects, we are also looking after basically the assurance of the funding arrangements.
Okay. And so now specifically regarding the electronic interlocking and say the Kavach opportunity, so will we see any orders in this year from these two segments?
See, we are participating in the tenders which are basically related to the civil engineering, electrical, S&T, mechanical means like Vande Bharat. In the S&T segments, we have participated in 34 number of tenders, and we have bagged 3,373 crores of projects. Regarding the Kavach part, yes, we have not participated till date, but we are eyeing a lot of projects which are related to the safety and Kavach, etc. in time to come.
Okay, sure, sir. And so I guess Adani Ports is quadrupling the railway line from Mundra till I think Gandhinagar, and we are building from Samkhiali to Palanpur, I guess. So will we also take up such project of quadrupling the railway line in coming years?
Urgently we are not doing it, but since the nomination is stopped, so whatever projects which we are getting from the railways will have to participate through the bidding. And if such projects come to the tendering process from the Ministry of Railways, we would be keen to participate in those tenders also.
Understood. And just a final question, sir. We have a JV with Metro Wagon Match. So a major component of Vande Bharat orders will be some motors and all these things. But given the Russian origin of Metro Wagon Mash, maybe the large players like ABB Siemens won't be willing to provide any all these raw materials to Metro Wagon Mash. So how are we placed in terms of raw material sourcing and vendor development?
Okay. I've got it. As far as this is concerned, see, first and foremost, I can tell you that nothing is going to come from Russia.
Mm-hmm.
The supply chain is available in India or in some one or two other places, but not from Russia. So, TMH or Metro Wagon Mash, there will be no Russian component. It will be completely driven from the present supply chain, whatever is already taking place for Vande Bharat being manufactured in ICF. So to that extent, so that is not an issue. If you can kindly specify anything else you would like to know on this.
So major MNCs like say ABB and Siemens, you might have to source your raw materials from them for these orders. But there might be a chance that they might not supply it to Metro to this JV because of the Russian origin of Metro Wagon Mash.
Yes. So
in that way, how are we placed in terms of developing local vendors, or how are we trying to tackle this problem?
You are right. So supply chain, the main two components are there where we may depend on Alstom or any other agency. One is propulsion system and other is the braking system, which may have to get from Germany or US. These are the two main things. So in that case, we are already in touch with Alstom, Siemens and everyone. They are very, very comfortable in dealing with Arvinal. So what will happen that SPV will put this responsibility to Arvinal and Arvinal will tie up with them. So once the purchase order is being made by Arvinal, they have absolutely no problem in supplying to Arvinal.
Okay, so basically the 8,000 crores worth of order book that we have from this JV is mainly regarding all these things, is it?
This 8,000 crores is basically what has been divided is 25% of the total orders.
Okay.
Things are changing. Slowly, Russians are finding that if they can deal more and more through Arvinal, so it will be better for the project. So we may end up more than 8,000 crore. 8,000 crore is a simple 25% of the total order.
Okay.
But because of this situation, as you rightfully mentioned, the scope of Arvinal is bound to increase because Russians are also feeling more and more comfortable dealing with various agencies through Arvinal.
Okay. Understood, sir. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Kushal Kedia from Wallfort PMS. Please go ahead.
Sir, on the other income front, I just wanted to ask you, the interest is on some the advances received or received on the cash balance built by the company over the years?
So this is mainly on the cash balance built by the company.
So how much would that be out of the last year's breakup? How much % of that will it be on the cash balance?
It would be around 600 to 700 crores for the last year. Year ended 31st March. So similarly, it will be around 60 to 70% would be from basis of cash balances and trade receivables.
So on the operational front, that means the margins are very thin.
This question was not clear.
So that means if I was to remove the other income and just look at the operational income, that means we operate on very thin margins. Is that correct?
Yes, comparatively, yes.
Okay, thank you.
But just I would like to supplement that. But that was because we were constrained with the on nomination work, the fees are set. Here, you plan for a higher income and order book is changing, so this will change in future.
nomination, once we execute on nomination basis, margins will improve substantially?
Potentially.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Smita Mohta from Credent Info Edge. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So I have few simple questions. Can you just divide your order between rail and non-rail?
Rail and non-rail order. Okay. So rail and non-rail. See, I don't have the breakup of the rail and the non-rail, but what I can say is that 35,000 crore, which is on the nomination basis, that is 100% rail. And then this 30,000 crores, we have got the breakup of the department-wise. The civil engineering will be around, rail will be only SMT as of now. SMT and metro segment. Metro segment, you would like us to add in rail or metro, you feel it should be separate?
Yeah, it should be rail only.
Rail only. Okay. So you just see the 30,000 crores, the breakup would be, the Vande Bharat will be around 8,800 crores. Then the signaling, which is purely railway, that is around 3,000 crores. And the railway segment would be remaining is around 18,000. So out of 18,000 crores, metro and railway altogether will be around 8,000 crores, 9,000 crores.
Okay. Got it, sir. Second of all, sir, in your last con call, you had mentioned that you would be getting a substantial order from the Kyrgyzstan government. So have you received any update on the same?
If you recall, we had signed an MOU in 2022 on 30th May regarding 4 projects which was involved around 1,000 kilometers. And accordingly, in December 2022, we basically a company, the Kyrgyz Industry RVNL was formed in December 22, and we have got prepared the DPRs for the Kara cage line, and then Bishkek Dalichi, these are 225 kilometers and 180 kilometers. Kyrgyzstan government is examining the DPRs. The model is that the RVNL will get a 9% management fee, and their government is also arranging funds from the ATS capital. So, see, this is if you see the complete project life cycle, concept, DPR, design, financing, tender execution. So we have basically concluded the concept and the DPR. And once the DPR is approved and this financing modeling model is concluded, then the project will be executed. But we are very hopeful in time to come. We have not got the letter for the execution, but the initial steps like signing of MOU, forming of SPV, then submission preparation of the DPR, submission of DPR, and then the government is examining the DPR, and the financing is also getting concluded.
So how long do you think, sir, can that take?
As far as RVNL was concerned, the initial requirement was preparation of the DPR. For the 2 stages, we have submitted the DPR. Those DPRs are getting examined by the government, and they are also arranging funds from some financing institutions. And once it is concluded, then we will go to the exchange and will intimate to all concerned. So the present status is this, and if any further development takes place, we will inform the stock exchanges and to all the investors through our website.
I'll just add to what Mr. Rajesh Prasad mentioned. Yes, we were expecting that it should fructify by this time, but the government of Kyrgyzstan is taking its time to approve the detailed project report. The financing is already tied up. So we hope that it should happen very soon, maybe a month or so. But yes, it has exceeded our the timeline what we had thought. We thought by March, April we'll be through with it. But as you know, sometimes the wheels of the government doesn't move as fast as we expect. So, but there is no obstacle to that, except that normal time-taking process of approving the detailed estimate.
Understood. So, sir, out of these orders that you have received, which you have mentioned in this quarter of bidding and nomination, can you divide it between domestic orders and international orders?
So far, the international order is 1,500 crores plus for the Maldives, and rest of the orders are the domestic orders. But the foreign projects, a lot of foreign projects are already there in the pipeline. We are focusing on the neighboring countries like Bangladesh, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Mauritius, African continent, where there is an assured funding like LOC, World Bank, ADB, JICA, AFDB. And we are also thinking to participate in some of the projects in PPP model. So the overseas project component is 1,500 crores, but in time to come, we are trying to get more and more orders in that particular direction.
Just to add to what Mr. Rajesh Prasad mentioned, so we had lot of offers and all that about some foreign projects in Middle East and all that. But we are very circumspect about the funding part. We don't want to jump into something where there's even a risk of anything. So our first priority continues to be line of credit projects of the Government of India to the government, because that is the safest funding. And equally safe funding is ADB funded projects. So that's why it is taking some time, but I can assure you that overseas projects remains our focus, because pardon me for saying so, but the working conditions and margins are quite on a higher side in overseas projects. So that is an area of focus, but we don't want to risk projects unless the financing part is very, very safe.
Got it. Now, sir, my last question is that you must have heard about a 32,500 crore rail order which the government has recently launched, in which they are targeting 2,339 kilometers of track lane and 4,500 Vande Bharat trains, which can span over 2,047. So my question was that in this order book, what percentage do you think can you bid for under this rail order of 32,500 crores?
Nothing stops us from bidding even 100%, because we'll be qualified in everything.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no limit. We will deal with it as and when the tenders come, definitely, but there is no limit. Okay. We have capacity to execute even whatever the orders we receive, and we'll go for it, because that is our niche area, that's our forte, the railway projects. So definitely it is an opportunity for us also to expand our order.
Right. And this OFS money will be utilized for what purpose, sir?
That goes to the Ministry of Finance.
Which money? OFS money. You are talking of OFS money?
Yeah, offer for sale that you just raised. This will be utilized for what purpose, sir?
So that goes to the kitty of the Government of India. It doesn't come to Arminal, because the ownership, this is the percentage ownership shared by government from this company.
Okay. Got it, sir.
They will utilize in the way they feel, but we have no role in it.
Okay, got it, sir. Do you plan to do any capex or any debt, sir, regarding the projects that are coming through? As you said, you feel the international as well as the domestic pipeline very strong.
Please repeat again.
Do you think because of the domestic and international pipeline being strong, as you mentioned, will you be going in for any raising of any debt or capex? Our preference will be for LOC.
LOC projects, finance projects, but we are looking towards one project, which is a project transcending Botswana and South Africa. There it is on model of financing by us. So that is one project we are trying to see, but again it will depend on the kind of returns and any risk element and all this. But this is at expression of interest stage only. But otherwise our focus will be ADB funded or
World Bank funded,
or AFCB or line of credit funded projects.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That's all will be from my side. All the best.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move to the next question, a reminder to the participant, in order to ensure that management is able to address questions from all the participants in the conference, please limit your questions to 2 per participant. Next question is from the line of Ash Shah from Elara Capital. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. So first question would be on the current order book of 65,000 crore. How much portion of the order book is under execution right now? Is it completely under execution, or there are certain projects where we are yet to start?
Yeah, see, once we get the project, it immediately goes to the execution stage, execution mode. So we can say that the 65,000 crores project, except the projects which we have got the LOA in last 1 or 2 months, remaining projects are already in the execution mode.
Could you just quantify how many LOAs, how much LOA have we received in the last 1 or 2 months, the value of that?
In FY23-24, we have participated in total 44 number of bids. Approximate cost was around 19,000 crores. And you wanted to know that how much we have won. That figure is not readily available, but yes, we can tell you afterwards.
Okay. Second question would be, can you give us the sectoral breakup of revenue for Q1, FY24 and FY23? So how much did we book revenues from railways? How much did we do it from metros, or how much did we do it from highways? Anything, something like that?
So you want to have the breakup of the Q1 performance.
Yeah.
So we have basically got the breakup in terms of the metro projects and the metro projects which we are executing on nomination basis, and then the non-metro projects. So if you see metro and non-metro, so metro projects is around 382 crores. This time is 838 crores. 3,941 crores was the projects or the non-metro projects.
Okay. And on last question would be, how much is the outstanding from KRCL, and how much have we received in FY24?
So the outstanding, basically it is a trade receivable. So you please appreciate one thing, that the total cost of the project was around 2,400 crores, out of which around 1,600 crores plus we had earlier received. So as on date, it is 1,450 crores, which has got an interest component of around 790 crores. So, and during FY23-24, we have received around 80 crores.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Sandeep Sukodia from Shivam Dealmark Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. And first, sir, congratulations on an excellent set of Q1 numbers. It's very heartening to see Q1 performance at this level, which is usually one of the lowest of the 4 quarters.
Now, sir, coming to my first question is that the profitability that we have seen from the SPV has been reported at just 7 or 8 crores. This is against 158 crores for the financial year 22-23. So how do we see this going forward, or do we see a substantial reduction in RVNL profit share from the SPVs in the current financial year?
So, please try to appreciate one thing, that the Kutch Rail Company Limited, we have commissioned the entire section with the doubling with electrification, and that has been done with the internal resources, out of which 1,000 crore was taken through the bank loan. And now with the electrification, the traction cost will become half. It is quite substantial. This is number one. And because of the doubling of the entire section, the number of the rakes with the double container will move more and more in time to come. It has provided connectivity to the DFC routes, so that will again affect basically it will augment the traffic. So basically the component from the SPV, the dividend part, have gone down because in the Kutch Rail Company Limited, the money was utilized for creation of the infrastructure, which in long term will give the benefit. So the immediate benefit was not getting reflected in Q1 period, but we are 100% sure that in time to come the traffic will further go up and the efficiency will go up, the operation and maintenance cost will go down, because the 100% electrification, one of the mission area of the Ministry of Railway is that we should have 100% railway electrification. And the beauty of the railway electrification in this particular Kutch Rail Company will be that the traction cost will become just half. So the indirect cost and the direct cost both are getting reduced in time to come. The traffic is going to basically it will go up in time to come, and in time to come we will get the benefit out of this SPV line. And the reason for not getting the dividend from the Kutch Rail was that we were utilizing this money to paying back the loans to the bank. Over.
Thank you. Due to time constraint with the management, this was the last question and will conclude the call now. On behalf of Rail Vikas Nigam Limited, thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.